From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, February 11th. It was gorgeous outside yesterday. We got really warm. You're probably noticing the snow melt. Back to the low temperatures this morning, mid-20s right now. High's going to be around 40 degrees. We're following breaking news in the search for Savannah Guthrie's missing mother. Investigators in Arizona have now released a person of interest they had detained last night in the search for Nancy Guthrie. It comes less than a day since the FBI released new video from her doorbell camera on the night she went missing 11 days ago. In it, you can see a person walk up, get some plants, and cover the camera. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest.
New images released by the FBI of an armed masked person offer the biggest insight into the case so far. Investigators hope that by releasing these images, someone will be able to recognize this person and provide a crucial tip that could help solve the mystery of Nancy Guthrie's suspected abduction.
It's a very delicate process.
Former FBI Director Andrew McCabe weighing in on news that authorities detained the person for questioning in connection with the disappearance of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy.
So going to be very kind of low intensity rapport building. Eventually they're going to get to asking details.
The individual was detained during a traffic stop an hour's drive south of Tucson. Authorities executed a search warrant at a home and also searched a car. Both of those searches taking place in Rio Rico, Arizona, roughly 60 miles south of Tucson, near the U.S.-Mexico border. CNN affiliate KXNV says authorities eventually released the person hours later. Those developments happening just hours after the FBI released doorbell camera footage from outside Nancy Guthrie's front door, taken the night she disappeared. The video showed a masked, armed person with a backpack. There was an uptick in calls to law enforcement after the release of the footage.
This video was a game changer. We don't know how many tips they have had, but they are looking for the person on the porch or anyone who knows anything about him. And I do think it's just a matter of time before we know that person's identity.
Video of this person also offers key insight that still images can't, like how they move. And while that movement may not be obvious to strangers, experts believe it could be recognizable to someone who knows this person. In Catalina Foothills, Arizona, I'm Ivan Rodriguez for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
The suspect in connection to the death of Fisher's teen, Hailey Buzbee, now faces federal charges. Tyler Thomas is charged with sexually exploiting a minor and traveling across state lines with the intent to engage in illicit sexual conduct. He was in court in Ohio yesterday, and a U.S. attorney filed the charges. Thomas is not charged in Buzbee's death, but the court documents are providing a clearer timeline in Buzbee's disappearance. News 8's Kat Sandoval explains.
According to court documents, on February 1st, Thomas pointed police to where Buzbee's body was found, at the North Country Trail trailhead. They unearthed snow and layers of frozen dirt and found her remains dismembered. It was the same location phone records showed that Thomas went to the day after Buzbee disappeared. Investigators say Thomas and Buzbee had been communicating for more than a year. They met through Discord and played online games like Roblox and League of Legends. They also communicated through Snapchat and an encrypted messaging system called Session. Police say Thomas admitted he and Buzbee originally talked about him picking her up around Christmas time, but later decided on January. Documents say Thomas knew Buzbee was underage. In one of the messages, Buzbee communicated to Thomas that she was in 10th grade. Police say Thomas picked up Buzbee between 3 and 3:30 in the morning on January 6. They say Buzbee left a note saying she'd run away and to not search for her. 10 days later, Fishers police identified the car after reviewing license plate reader cameras. They found that Thomas got gas in Fortville, the town where Buzbee worked. Her co-workers at the local restaurant in town put pink ribbons up to commemorate her. Police then tracked the plate to Columbus, Ohio, and then an Airbnb at Logan, Ohio. Investigators later searched Thomas' phone and found several images, including one of Thomas inside his vehicle and someone with a similar hair as Buzbee leaning on him. Police also retrieved images and videos of Buzbee and Thomas engaged in illicit sexual conduct. They say those images show Buzbee at the Airbnb and his Columbus home.
In response to Buzbee's disappearance and death, state lawmakers are moving forward to change the state's Amber Alert criteria. They passed an amendment yesterday. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berquist explains what was added.
This is the first legislative action lawmakers have taken since Buzbee's death, and it's in direct response to calls to change the Amber Alert criteria. Investigators say Buzbee left her family's home after she communicated for more than a year with a man she met through an online gaming platform. Her case did not meet the requirements for an Amber Alert.
With any tragedy, you want to be able to bring to light some issues or concerns that might have helped in the situation.
At McNamara's request, a Senate committee on Tuesday morning added language to a bill she wrote concerning child sexual abuse material. It passed unanimously. Right now, police can only issue an Amber Alert for a child under the age of 18 who they believe has been abducted and is in danger of serious bodily harm or death. McNamara's amendment would add anyone under 18 who is a high-risk missing person. That category includes people who disappeared due to abduction by a stranger, possible commission of a crime, or who disappeared under inherently dangerous circumstances.
I'm appreciative of the amendment, but I am very concerned about the fact that someone didn't take the discretion to actually invoke this in this search situation.
What I like about this amendment, it clarifies access to the Missing Children's Clearinghouse. So what that is going to do for the folks at the ground level on the street when this first comes in is speed this process up. So it makes the ground level troops have the ability to get the ball moving faster in any kind of case like this.
McNamara says the amendment should address calls for a so-called pink alert for now. But she says she wants to take a closer look at the state's missing person alerts this summer. McNamara's bill will have to go back to the House if it passes the Senate. The original bill without the Amber Alert language passed the House unanimously at the end of January. At the State House, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Happening today, state lawmakers are also looking to amend social media rules in response to Buzbee's death. A House committee will amend and vote on Senate Bill 199 this morning. A proposed amendment to the bill would add new language to require parental consent for anyone under 16 years old to create or keep social media accounts. It would also curb certain algorithms that lawmakers consider addictive for any child with an account who is under 15 years old. Your statewide news network covers White County, where police say at least one person is dead after a fiery crash on I-65 northwest of Lafayette. It was on I-65 southbound between US 231 and White County Road West 800 South. Police were called there for a semi-fire just after 10:30 last night. So far, state police are only telling us that at least one person was killed. Investigators have not said what may have caused the crash. Your statewide news network covers Miami County, where police say a parent was taken into custody for giving fraudulent doctor's notes to her child's school. Last month, police in Mackinac School Corporation say they discovered that the doctor's notes had been altered to allow a student to have special privileges and to change unexcused absences to excused. Investigators say the doctor listed on the notes confirmed they were fake. Police arrested Ashley Shepard last week. Online records show prosecutors have charged her with counterfeiting. Some people in the Martindale-Brightwood neighborhood are speaking out against a proposed data center that would be in their backyard. News 8's Gina Glaros explains why those people feel their concerns are falling on deaf ears.
We deserve investment that protects our health, strengthens our community, our commercial corridor, and reflects the voices of the people who live here.
One after another, neighbors in the Martindale-Brightwood community took to the podium Tuesday.
And I'm already in a chair, so it's killing me first. And I live right down the street.
Voicing their concerns against the Metroblock's data center.
We are not just little ladies in, high heels and nails polished. We are here to fight for what we want.
Many, like Delma Williams, have been in this neighborhood all their lives.
We have a voice. My parents didn't think they had a voice. Whatever the city said, they did it. They didn't think. But now we've got people that know just as much as they do.
Concerns include contamination, potential health impacts, and being excluded from the conversation.
We have been begging, pleading, especially where we are, for help from the city to clean up already what the neighborhood looks like, to clean up and get the trash and stop the dumping, stop the contamination already. So to now hear that something else is about to come and dump and pollute 5, 10, 100 times as more of what we're already dealing with really feels like a slap in the face.
Metroblock's attorney said last week the company wants to address community concerns.
Some people out there may think, hey, we're not trying, my client, not me, but my client doesn't want to be a good steward. We would argue we are. We want to hear things from the community. We want to stay in touch. We want to try to understand the concerns and try to abate those the best that we possibly can to make sure that it's a harmonious relationship if this were to move forward.
The community is calling on Mayor Joe Hogsett and economic leaders to stop approvals with Metroblocks, which now lists Martindale-Brightwood on its website for future locations.
We're being pushed out. We have no other option. If this indeed comes, we are literally 3 blocks away from this. We are going to have to move.
I'm Gina Galeros for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
The acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement testified on Capitol Hill yesterday. This comes as the Trump administration's immigration enforcement operations have come under increased scrutiny since ICE agents killed 2 people in Minneapolis. Michael Yoshida reports.
Top immigration officials on Capitol Hill.
We sit here today at an inflection point.
Trump's mass deportation campaign has faced a heavy wave of scrutiny following the shooting deaths of 2 U.S. citizens in Minneapolis by federal agents. Questions also raised about the violation of constitutional rights.
DHS personnel are now forcing their way into private homes without a judicial warrant in violation of the Fourth Amendment.
Transparency and communication are needed now more than ever. The department's no-fail mission hangs in the balance.
Officials not commenting about ongoing investigations into officer actions, but did defend their missions and agents.
You won't see ICE agents rolling through the parking lots and just snatching someone up. ICE does intelligence-driven, targeted enforcement operations.
CBP has spent the last year rebuilding what was an intentionally broken border.
Lawmakers pressed on officers wearing body cameras, as well as the training they receive amidst a hiring surge.
If you hired somebody for ICE today, how much training would they receive before they become a full-time agent?
So for a person off the street who has never been a law enforcement officer, they're looking at approximately 3 months of training, sir.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida reporting.
A shooting at a school in British Columbia, Canada, left 8 people dead, including a woman that police believe is the shooter. 2 more people were found dead at a nearby home as well. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police said more than 25 people are injured, including 2 who were airlifted to a hospital with life-threatening injuries after the shooting. It was at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School yesterday. Okay, to sports now. College basketball. The Purdue men hang on in Nebraska after blowing a 22-point lead. Oscar Clough gets a layup for the Boilers with just 5 seconds left, right after the Cornhuskers had taken their first lead of the game. 13th-ranked Purdue ended up beating number 7-ranked Nebraska on the road, 80-77. In Pacers Watch, the team is waking up after an overtime thriller in Madison Square Garden. Quentin Jackson, off the pass from Pascal Siakam, hits a 3 with a minute and a half to go against the Knicks. Jackson had 19 points, and Siakam led the way with 30. Pacers held on to beat one of the top teams in the East, 137-134. Wish TV is celebrating Black History Month. Olivet Missionary Baptist Church hosted its annual Black History Month celebration yesterday. The event featured actress and activist Erica Alexander. She's best known for her role as Maxine Shaw on Living Single. Alexander spoke on racial and gender equality during a conversation facilitated by civil rights attorney Olivia Sedgwick.
It's a real honor to be of service to the community and to learn from them. I think that I can do better at my job when I'm engaged with the people that know me and get to know other people, and we start talking and communicate. It all works for the greater good.
We have to understand our young people need to be at the table for critical decisions. When you see our young people engaged in protests, et cetera, we don't need to shut them down. We need to bring them to the table where decisions are made, where we can hear and not speak at them, but allowed to hear from them as well, engage them in the process of making a difference and making for a better community. We'll need their voice, and we'll need them to be doing their voting as well.
This marks the church's 19th annual National Black History Month celebration. Hey, if you love Lululemon, you have some good news. The popular athleisure brand is going to open at the Indiana Premium Outlets. That's in Edinburgh. It's going to open in March. growing the national brand name of retailers at the mall. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordell. Watch us on Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.